Are you not a fan of EU5 starting in 14th century, where you have to wait hundreds of years for the colonization, for the Reformation, all the stuff that you enjoyed in EU4? Well, what if I told you that there's a very expanded mod that changes the start time of the game to 1644, in the middle of the 30 Years' War? It also even has its own achievements like Fire and Sword to conquer Stockholm, Moscow as Poland. It has its own loading screens, like this one, and I'll be playing as the Commonwealth in the middle of one of its worst periods in entire history, where you have to struggle with the civil wars, Russians, hordes, the Swedes, and even the goddamn Prussians invading you from each of the sides, or in a span of 1 and 2 decades. Sounds like fun? No, this is gonna be pure pain, but that's what you guys love in the channels. Pure pain from, in this case, Historical Ruined campaign. Before we start, I've got a little bit of self-promo because, as you might probably have seen already on my YouTube community post, I just started a small business with my wife where we are printing a very high quality of historical maps. On our store, strategymaps.co, you can find it in the video description, we have 120 historical maps. We do have a 1337 map that I created myself. I was working on that map for 2 months. We can print your EU4 or EU5 campaigns after previous edit, just like you will see my United States campaign in a second. And overall, we've got over 120 of historical maps of countries, regions, cities. I definitely recommend you to check the link and see by yourself. Like, we even have a map of Ulm to browse and find a map for yourself. If you use a code ULM, you get 10% off, and with a shipping above $250, we pay it for you. Currently we ship to 25 countries in the European Union, as well as Switzerland, United Kingdom, United States, and Canada. The other regions are tricky, so if you're from outside of this, let us know at contact@strategymaps.co. We're gonna let you know if there's something you can figure out. And same, if you're on the checkout and you see that, oh, your address is not supported, let us know. We're gonna figure out something for you, maybe something custom. I'll be playing with you some, pictures and videos of how the process of the maps printing looks like, and how the maps from the very close look like. We use high quality Canon printer that there's like 12 different inks available, and that allows us to print on a really high quality. You'll see that right now in my background. It is all printed on a cotton canvas paper, which makes also the map look old, you have that historical look and feel. And you can decide to get the map either in a bigger version, that is 91 centimeters, 36 inches of width, or 70 centimeters, which is 28 inches of width. You can buy the map itself, or you can buy it in a framing. But anyway, let's get straight to that EU5 video, and I'll appreciate any purchases of sharing the map lovers. Look that in that timeline we've got the 30 Years' War ongoing. We've got huge Ottomans at its peak. Just a few decades away from the Battle of Vienna. We've got Russia, we've got Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, there is Iran, Persia, there is the Mughal Empire, we've got Ming fighting with Shun, there's Qing already on the north. We do have some colonization already happening. You see there's Portugal, there's Spain, there's a little bit of England already, as well as France. The choice of my country that I will be playing as is obvious. We are gonna do the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth led by the Władysław IV of Faza. Decent stats, but nothing crazy. And I think I'm only having the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth advances, not the Polish ones, which is unfortunate. There is a special setting that this mod has, which is called Treaty of Westphalia. This setting, the result of Treaty of Westphalia, will be random by the decision you made by the Westphalia Congress. This is actually an event, I assume. We could do historical, Or default? Let's do the default one. So Poland starts with, I think, the default system of roads. It's very poor, no proximity, no money, no tax base, and that tax base will be even dropping because that control is gonna be way lower unless we fix it, and we're gonna be fixing that. You see, there's a decision system being made in the mod when, for example, I'll be able to reform the same, but it will be extremely hard because we'll need to get nobility state to 25% of power and crown power up to 35%. And just a reminder, we have 10% crown power and 70% power of the Szlachta. Well, let's start with the government reforms, and I'm pretty sure there is one that's gonna serve our goal, giving us 33% of crown power. And I can get another 10% from the royal decree. That also gives me progress towards centralization that I want to be doing. Is it possible even to day one cancel the Burm veto? No, see, it requires 70% crown power and it gives 500% power to nobility. That's gonna be impossible to take care of. No more privileges for these guys. Let's see the others. Well, Cossacks. I'll take efficiency for the cabinet from them, as well as tolerance of the heretics, because I got so many Orthodox. Just to monitor if this don't drop too much. From Mieszczaństwo, definitely want progress towards land as well as centralization, but also progress towards innovative and capital economy. Also grab another bonus to centralization from duchowieństwo. How are the values shaping? This is bad. How are the values shaping now? We are going towards centralization. That's not bad, and we're going even harder towards land, but obviously the guarantee forms have to be also embraced. Now let's make sure that I appease the Szlachta estate to fix this, and we make sure to change the value. Oh, that's nice, until the frontier, but there's nothing to settle. Change the values towards maybe land for now. No, I can't push more towards land, so let's keep pushing towards centralization, while the other guys will just give me stability and legitimacy. Make sure to put the ruler on the army and is it our heir and younger brother on the navy to maximize the crown power. Russia is the only possible rival. And you see that they also have interesting approach towards ages. We have all the advances in these 3 ages except like a few in traditions. And age 4 is age of crisis, not reformation. And it's about to end without any advance taken by us. We'll be also waiting for the institution to actually spread. And so you see Poland is behind. We definitely have too many forts. I don't want... Bastioning Gdańsk costs me 11 ducats. Well, maybe we don't need a bastion over here. And we don't need a few of the others. Let's just make sure to reduce their amount. Well, no, that's actually a good system. That's not that big, actually. I will have to make sure to increase our economy instead. There's tons of the laws that we have to establish. But that costs money. So first thing that I'm gonna establish the governors, because this is again a proximity. I definitely need a governor in Kiev, so over here. But for that we need a city. So the only locations where I can do governors is right now Smolensk and Gdańsk, which are both not that good. I'd rather do Poznań here. Let me boost Kiev to a status of a city. It's gonna cost me a lot of money. And now spend the rest on the loss. This gives centralization, so yes, please. This reduces power of the estates. Maximum tax for the peasants. More capital economy. More centralization and maximum tax for the burghers. Another centralization. Actually, this don't cost me money. So maybe that's changing the mod. Also, maybe there's like approaching it. So okay, you choose all the laws day one that you'd be unlocking between 14th century and 17th century. So since it's gonna take time for me to get more cities, also towns, well, let's make sure to save money. I think I'm gonna create a city in Poznań. Another one I was thinking about is Vilnius. to get the governors on. Markets are not bad. There's Warszawa, Kraków, Minsk, and Kiev. There's just a bit of space here to create another one, maybe even Gdańsk. We'll be definitely getting more money from that, but we'll be getting there. On my spendings, let's make sure that I get legitimacy to max ASAP, stability, maybe just invest a little bit, and save on the rest. We already have hegemons, Ottomans on the economy and navy, and we've got Shun being military and diplo, and Ming being a cultural hegemon. That's an interesting flag of Ming. Oh, really? We've got rise of the Szlachta? Really? In 17th century? F me. That's gonna happen in a second. Oh, right. I remember that. What is this? 30 Years War? The steppe. Oh, that's nice. Guys, Rise of the Szlachta requires you to increase your crown power, but it is based on your starting at the start of the disaster crown power. What it means is I shouldn't take this, because I should be minimizing my crown power, and same I shouldn't have my ruler on this and crown character on this. Can I cancel taking this? Remove 20 stability. Well, and you can't cancel. Oh yeah, I can do this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make sure that we minimize our crown power and wait for the disaster to happen. What's the herds category? Pasture. I guess that's for the hordes. Anyway, we don't have any government buildings. Let's make sure we get the royal gardens. Oh, there's not enough goods for it. But we should be getting all the importance like a loyal court, but that's gonna be again for that same disaster. House of the Parliament the same, just to maximize stuff from the government. I think there's a huge demand for all the goods, no matter what we try to build. There's also missing people, because they have to turn from peasants to laborers. And the tax is actually not that bad. Now, to make it worse, there's a little ice age as well. Kiev, Academy of Culture, yeah, that's actually free stability for just... Well, that's more, right? 170 and another 300. Or am I wrong? Yeah. That tooltip was misleading, it costed more. Lisowszczycy is a special, like, mercenary regiment known in the Polish history. 20 cavalry regiments, but I cannot afford them. Oh, and there goes Rise of the Szlachta. 50 stability, 25 legitimacy. Okay, but now we need 30%. Did they make it flat 30%? That's hard. But yeah, let's go back and take again that grand reform. Make sure again we maximize the crown power, but it's gonna be a really tough one. And you know, now with low stability and us being so poor, all the constructions have to be done by the states. We cannot afford them. Well, we can grab another 20% crown power from here. Let's actually do that. See, we're already up to 16%. That 500% is just killing it. This is 18. We're gonna get it to 22 or 3%, but that's not enough. And yeah, indeed, we cannot invite more settlers in the 17th century. Well, that's at least higher taxation on the peasants. Once we get more stability to actually do that, I think I'm gonna give a privilege to both mieszczaństwo and chłopstwo. It's not gonna take much of my crown power, and it gives me more taxes. For Treaty of Wilno, I can make Kurland my vassal. They are fiefdom. I could change them into a vassal, but they would get colonial ambitions. So yes, of course, go colonize. I was running the same. It's really harder to get anything passed because I have a privilege that takes, like, requires me not 50 but like 70%. I get minus 20% on the parliament support, and then the first event I get, same veto oral policies. No, come on. Well, if I get it vetoed, I'm just gonna lose 7 stability. If I click this, I'm gonna also lose legitimacy, so I'm gonna just let them veto it. And you know, on the Polish Royal Square, there is a column of the King Zygmunt, which was a father of our current king, Władysław IV Wazza. I could create it, which is obviously a masterpiece, but I can't afford that money. At least my burghers have enough money to start building an actual roads network. So the proximity is already improving without me doing anything. Previous demands, that actually allows me to get for 5 years some crown power. But it's gonna destroy the Szlachta satisfaction and mieszczaństwo, which will probably make then rebel. Could handle that by giving us more privilege to mieszczaństwo. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I just got declared by Zaporozhia, and I think it might be like an even because they just got 20,000 standing army. I'm sure they didn't have that many. What is this? How am I supposed to defend from that? Have absolutely no manpower. We have to use levies. F me, guys, F me. This is a truly Polish experience in 17th century. Oh, and I've got the Deluge event. So it shouldn't be like that. I think that might be the mod event. And we gain the Deluge until the end of the game. What? And another -20. This is a truly Polish. And Russia declared on us the Deluge. And Prussia just wants to get free. We are dead, guys. We are dead. Now Sweden will declare on us. Prussia joined Brandenburg. There's one advantage of that situation. Szlachta cannot start a civil war when the wars are ongoing. Okay, how many loans can we get? We can get nothing. 6,000. We are dead, guys. Just make this to 0. We are so dead. Oh, what is this? I have 18,000 standing army I got in Berlin? Maybe that was also from the Deluge event. I didn't notice. That might actually give us a chance. But we are so screwed, guys. Well, that's a good moment to decide on the education of the elites, isn't it? At least Russia doesn't have really standing army, so we might actually have a chance, but... Wait for Sweden to declare. Oh yeah, I just got attacked. Yeah, levies are not too good. Let me run. Abandon the ship. You know what? I'm gonna keep the levies. Just make sure to consolidate them, but it's just gonna be like, oh, to show I have a big army, but you're not gonna fight. These guys need to fight the standing army. The issue is I don't have manpower to support this, so these guys are gonna like disappear soon. And to make it even worse, we've got the religious war, the religious order, which is under -50 stability. We are dead. That's truly Polish experience. Oh, and since Poland is put into offensive, my fort defense is also shit. Oh shit. They're just sieging the forts for free. Few days to get a location. I think I have to piece out Zaporozhia, just giving them whatever they want. And they just want independence. Yes? Okay, one down, let's go and deal with Russia. Why am I keep getting this? What if I click this? Okay, so they declared... Okay, they declared war, but they are supported by Brandenburg. But Brandenburg is in Mecklenburg war, so that might be not that tragic. Does Prussia have any standing army? They don't, so how about I send levies to deal with Prussia? And I sent standing army to deal with Russia. Oh, and in the meantime, I did get that governor in Kiev. It's a good starter, but obviously without roads, it's gonna take time. Okay, Mr. Russia. Let's have some fun. Yes, we should kill as much as possible with no losses. Because again, as mentioned, we don't have manpower. I'm just gonna keep consolidating that stack. Problem is there's no war score from battles, pretty much. I'll have to... Oh! Did Sweden join the war? Oh, they joined the Prussian independence war. Oh, why I can't grant them independence? What do you want? Yes. Get your independence. I have to do that. I'm not gonna fight Sweden. So the plan for that war with Russia is to kill all the levies. So they left with no armies. And then just carpet siege. I don't think... Actually, they have plenty of forts. At least start with carpet sieging back my lands. And then carpet sieging their lands. I think the mod is bugging that the deluge event. Because I can get it again that war with Prussia. Come on. I don't know, guys. I think each time I click the deluge event, I'm getting a new army spawned in Berlin. Because I got it again. What makes if you see that video, yeah, that should be fixed. I don't need that big of an army, but that's kinda exploity, isn't it? And luckily for me, Russia also has terrible defensiveness because they're offensive, so I should be quite fast to siege down their forts. There goes Age of Absolutism. So the only thing that I'm lacking now is court and country, but actually court and country would help me out to get more ground power to end my struggles with the Szlachta. We just go for the admin focus anyway. And even if I wanted to finish that war, I can't until we get the Szlachta loyal, because otherwise I'm in the civil war with the Szlachta. And what is... Let me click that again. Yeah, you see, each time I click it, I'm getting an army in Berlin. No, thank you. Konfederacja Warszawska is actually not bad, because it gives me a free guarantee form for the tolerance of heretics and heathens. Let's definitely go for that. Wait, guys. What is going on? I have a subject called Country of Lower Austria. Which is not the Archduchy of Austria. They have no people, no locations, no base tax, but they have 50,000 of standing army. Yeah, it's clear that the mod is still quite new. I like the idea, but obviously there will be time until it is, you know, shaped in the right way to not have this kind of issues. Yeah, you know, one of the outcomes, long-term outcomes of the deluge is that the Prussia in the form that we know was later formed. It happened a bit early here. But I'm about to do also something funny from historical point of view. Guys, I could spread a new word good before we go to what I mentioned. We need Chile in Europe, that's for sure. It's just that instead of some like starting range that we've got a lot of, just make sure that I don't put it, I don't put it on the town. And let's make sure that we also invest into that RGOs. But yeah, what's so funny, you say? Well, besides taking full money and war reparations from Russia to fix my economic situation, I'm gonna go and take Moscow. Why is it funny from the historical point of view? Our current ruler, so Władysław Waza, he was supposed to be the Tsar of the Russians. When, you know, there was a succession crisis in Russia, so the nobility of Russia actually offered to the father of Władysław Waza, so Zygmunt Waza, a throne of Russia to Władysław Waza. There's one issue. Father of Władysław Waza was very religious and he was very zealot, and one of the requirements for the boyars was that Władysław was supposed to convert to Orthodox, which caused it not to happen, and obviously later it led to wars between Russia and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. But yeah, I'm gonna go and take Moscow and make myself the Tsar of Russians, or at least sit on the throne of in Moscow myself. Look at these borders. But yeah, I can't keep it for myself. I will never have... Actually, I have proximity there. Let's give it the Maftik. Oh, I forgot, guys, about the civil war. I'll be releasing some subjects, not many. But look at this, the noble Commonwealth. Okay, let's go speed 5. I have the standing army. They shouldn't. Truly Polish experience. But what I'm simply doing is to set up each of my stacks to carpet siege. This looks like nobles have 50,000. Okay. Okay. This might be not the best idea to just carpet siege without thinking. I will have to locate their armies first. Well, the carpet siege might work if I'll be catching them like that. Okay, so let's maybe focus siege instead of carpet sieging. But not too crazy. And with my manpower or troops that I still have, I'll make sure to hunt down their armies and kill them. It's tough that even with like levies, they're just hurting me as much. It's really tough war. But yet again, we decided to play Poland in the middle of 17th century. What did I expect? Well, yeah, another stack from the Deluge event back definitely is gonna help me defend it. Remember, if you like, imagine if we didn't get all this manpower troops from Deluge, like we'll be so screwed. Anyway, now that I got the army size to nothing, that's when I just can go ahead and click to carpet siege. And just look at this movement of the armies. That's how the carpet siege is supposed to work, not like it was in EU4. Just look how much aid I got from the Russian piece. They have to improve relations with Prussia and Sweden so they just don't form a coalition against us. There we go. Surrender. Only costed 50,000 of nobles and 28,000 of our own armies. Oh boy. Disband the levies. We actually still have 33,000 of standing army. Doesn't cost me that much. I'm gonna consolidate them and keep some of them, just in case of other wars. Oh no. Wait. Another one! Polish-Lithuania revolt. Okay, never mind. Let's deal with these guys now. And our king died, so we are in a noble's regency. Well, at least, how old is the heir? 12. We're getting there. And we've got a confederation to start a war. Here in Gdańsk, up north. Rokosz of Wawrzyniec-Mostowski. Looks like it didn't start though, at least. Well, I'm having another rebellion. Oh, but look who appeared. Jan Sobieski, 23 years old. Future Polish king historically, but I think so that's another issue with the mod. We are just a standard monarchy. We're not an elective monarchy, unless there's some events about it, and I don't know. Could we fund the regulars, by the way? Oh yes, let's do that. No, I'm not gonna give status Uniszowa to Szlachta. Another civil war. I can give a privilege. No, I can't. It's decentralization. From civil war to civil war. When you win a civil war, you should at least decrease the power of the states that you are fighting. And the goddamn rebels, they're even hiring mercs to make it harder. Victory! But at what cost? Oh, by the way, the rebels destroyed my local governors. I have to build them again. Actually, guys, not sure I want to release the subjects because we are going towards centralization for the proximity. I guess I'll have to core this. Or, let's make it funny. Let's create a subject. 1. Any funny dynasty I could use here? Yes, I will put... But if I put Jan Sobieski there, he's not gonna be my general, right? Maybe that's not the best idea. Well, Zdzisław Jurek sounds like a good person to lead the county of Moscow. And I'm gonna feed them with all the locations. So I'm gonna just have one subject, which is not gonna impact my centralization that much. There goes the governors back. Also some roads from states help. See, that's why I'm not gonna give these locations to Moscow. Because I will be spreading the proximity nicely there. Zygmunt IV Vaza is a joke of a ruler, but... At least it's a ruler better than the regency. Now, if you put him on the army, not Jan Sobieski. Our crown power should increase slightly. We're up to 22%. Question is, would we be able... I was looking for parliament debate to increase crown power, but it's not there. Let's wait. We can take this as well. So it's up to like, what, 24% probably? Yeah. If I get that parliament debate, that would be enough. But I'm not getting it. Maybe next time. You see, to take anything from the parliament, I need 95% support. Anyway, I should start investing money by looking, you know, okay, what's pasture? What's really required in the market? What's gonna bring me the most of income? For now, definitely the RGOs, especially the chili and iron ones. Let me spend all money on that. We're gonna bring that tax up to 1,000. It's not bad. It's gonna take us towards plutocracy, at least for a while, because the currency is crazy. Less aristocracy means less nobles' power. Also making these guys disloyal again, so we're like the civil war awaiting again. But yeah, we're getting this higher and this lower. Under Orthodox revolt, not that big at least this time. How is it in Polish? No co tam sąsiedzie? How are you doing, neighbor? Look at the Russian situation. I don't know what they've done, but they uncolonized some of the locations when the Civil War won. Was the Ottoman Empire that big? And Ming united China in the meantime. Unbelievable. They destroyed local governors again. Half of our economy income goes into interest. But look, at least we have positive balance. Zaporozhye has a civil war. It's time for payback for what they did earlier. Wait. Major event in Russia. A trial of allegiance. Zaporozhye will declare annex war on Poland, Lithuania. Becomes a tributary of Russia. Tackles. I'm in danger. Oh, guys. At least it looks like they want the white piece. I'm gonna take it. There's no free manpower troops from Prussia anymore. It's also not so fun because the whole game I took the first 5 advances, and since then I can't do shit because these are spreading but so slowly. Still not getting the parliament debate I'm looking for, but we've got to balance the budget. Which means I can just go ahead and mint to get more inflation to then just get it reduced. Now look, I take this. Question is, can I actually pass that? Doesn't look like I'll be able to pass it. Which is fine, let's just leverage it to maximize our income for a while, maybe even repay some loans, but I think I'd rather invest that. Please welcome yet another civil war. Gotta get used to it. I will definitely have to get all the levies around here. I don't always go into debt, so I actually learned today that loans, the size of the debt is impacting negatively your crown power. So since I'm getting towards a positive balance, I could try repaying some of these loans. Again, no luck with the right bonus here. I'm just gonna go and boost my centralization instead. You might imagine that in like 5 or 6 parliaments you will get the crown power bonus. Maybe they turn it off for Poland on that mod, because I yet again did not receive it. That funding plan is certainly something that I need, or maybe a tax reform. That funding plan for sure. Black Death again? That Bonic Black killed 2.5 million of our population. We are no longer above 10 million. I only remembered now that my king can join Order of Chivalry. And if you choose the right one, you can get some nice bonuses. This one is military ability. And then we're gonna join that one, because it gives progress towards spiritualist that I actually kinda need. And also the military ability. 6th, I think, or so, parliament without that bonus, but we're gonna get it without the parliament soon. The Great Northern Conflict. It was just deluge a few decades ago. How is the strength of these guys? They're actually pretty weak. Oh yeah. Well, let's fix the borders then with Sweden. Troops colors are pretty nice. You see there are some peasants, there are some standing armies. It's because there's a lot of levies that we are using. The crown power exactly at 30%. I've got the truth of the crown, which gives me for 20 years more crown power. It revokes all these privileges from Szlachta. But it doesn't revoke rebellion veto? Let's see what's the updated crown power after this privilege is cancelled. 33%. Yeah, I need rebellion veto to be revoked. For some reason I can't take these locations in a piece, even though I occupy this. So they're really unfortunate. But I guess I'm gonna just take some, you know, basic borders like that. Full money. And also war reparations. As you see, we will just have to wait a bit more. There we go. That should help repay some other loans. Yeah. I think I'm close to ending this episode. Campaign. Since we got rid of big chunk of Szlachta power, which was main goal, and we just need to scale this a bit more. Okay, now we are up to 200 balance, which is still shitty, but considering the whole history in the previous country situation, this is a big improvement. Since I can finally tax Szlachta a bit more decently, I'm earning 120 for just this source. Oh yeah, global trade is the first one that got to me. 50 years, that shouldn't be like that really. That's not a good experience. You're not gonna believe it. Maybe they made it this way, because the moment I got through the disaster, here is where I got the parliament debate. Anyway, 1700, I think this is when I'm gonna finish. You see, improved borders overall. We came out of most of the debt, and this is like really a matter of a few years to repay this debt, especially positive balance that we achieved. Most 800 of base tax obviously is not crazy good, but we did not start playing from 1337. This is how our proximity looks like. This is the control map, terrible. And I urbanized a little bit, but not too much. And these are the roads built by states. But hey guys, I think this is gonna be all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like if you did enjoy this video, and if I should try maybe more countries on this mod. And obviously do check the pinned comment to buy yourself some new strategy historical maps.